You are standing in a dressing room holding the exact jeans a magazine or a stylish friend swore by. This is supposed to be the one. You zip them up, turn to the mirror, and that familiar sinking feeling arrives right on schedule. Either they're so tight you can't wait to peel them off, or so shapeless you look like you borrowed them. Here's what nobody tells you. Your body is not the problem. Most women over 60 are shopping the wrong three things without knowing it: the rise, the wash, and the fabric. Today, the only 5 jeans you actually need, and jean 4 is the one every stylist quietly recommends and almost nobody says out loud. Welcome back, beautiful. I am so glad you're here. Jeans are not something you age out of, no matter what your last 10 fitting room disasters have convinced you of. This isn't about buying more jeans. It's about finally buying the right ones, so you stop guessing and stop bringing home 5 pairs to return 4 of them every single time. And I want you to know up front, none of this requires a designer budget or a personal shopper standing beside you. These are 5 specific things to look for, whether you're shopping in a department store, a mall, or scrolling online at midnight. So let's get into it, because jean 1 is the easiest place to start, and it might already be sitting in your closet right now without you realizing it's the right one all along. The first one on our list is the high-rise straight leg, and I already know what some of you are thinking. High-rise sounds tight, restrictive, uncomfortable right around the middle, the last thing you want after a long day on your feet. I understand exactly why that feels true, especially if the last high-rise jean you tried dug in and left a mark by the end of the afternoon. Stay with me, because that fear is almost always backwards. Here's what actually happens with a low or mid-rise jean. It sits right across the softest part of your midsection, and that creates a visible line under nearly every top you own, no matter how flattering that top happens to be on its own, in isolation. A true high-rise sits at your natural waist instead, exactly where your body already curves in on its own, with a structured waistband that has real substance to it, not a thin, flimsy band that rolls over the second you sit down for coffee or dinner. Most women avoid high-rise because they picture something stiff and unforgiving, something that fights them all day. It actually does the opposite, because the waistband finally has somewhere real to sit instead of fighting your midsection from morning to evening. Look for a rise that sits at or just above your natural waistline, and before you buy, sit down right there in the fitting room and check that the waistband doesn't fold over on itself. That single check tells you almost everything you need to know about whether this pair will actually work for you. Now, the next one solves a fear almost every woman has the second a jean feels even slightly fitted anywhere on her body. This next one is where women get nervous, because it touches something very specific and very personal. Dark wash with no distressing anywhere on the leg. The objection I hear constantly is this: any fitted jean is going to cling and show every single line, every curve, everything you'd rather not highlight in a room full of people. I understand why that feels true, and honestly, in the wrong wash, it genuinely is true. A light wash, or a heavily faded jean, reflects far more light back at the eye, and that light draws attention directly to texture and shape, highlighting exactly what you didn't want highlighted in the first place. A dark, uniform wash with no fading and no whiskering does something completely different to the whole silhouette. It absorbs light instead of reflecting it back, and that absorption smooths the visual line of the entire leg into one continuous, unbroken shape. This sounds like it would be less flattering, being darker and plainer than a fun, faded wash you might reach for instinctively. It's actually the version that hides the most and reveals the least, while still looking completely current and put together from every angle. Choose an indigo or a black adjacent wash with minimal fading, and save any distressing or whiskering for casual weekend pairs you're not trying to elevate for daytime or evening wear. A dark wash also tends to pair more easily with everything already hanging in your closet, from a simple blouse to a structured blazer, which makes it the most versatile choice on this entire list. Now, this next one is where women get nervous for a completely different reason, because it's about something happening inside the fabric itself, not the color of the denim at all. I need you to understand something before we get into jean 3, because this is the one most women overlook completely, and it might be the one that matters most on this entire list. Fabric with recovery, not just stretch. So many of us assume that more stretch automatically means more comfort, so we reach instinctively for whatever feels the most giving in the fitting room mirror. Here's the problem with that thinking, and it's a problem almost nobody explains clearly. A jean with high stretch but no recovery will stretch out within an hour of wearing it, and by evening it is bagging visibly at the knee and sagging at the seat, no matter how perfectly it looked at 9 that morning. A fabric blend with both stretch and genuine recovery, usually cotton with a small percentage of elastane, along with a real recovery fiber woven into it, stretches for comfort in exactly the same way, but it actually snaps back into its original shape, instead of surrendering slowly to gravity all day long. This is the one most women overlook completely, because stretch and recovery sound like the exact same thing on the surface, and they are not even remotely close to the same thing in practice. Recovery fabric keeps one clean, continuous line on your body from morning until night, wherever your day takes you. Stretch-only fabric sags and pools quietly at the knee by the time you're finally heading home. Here's a simple test you can do right there in the fitting room before you even take the jeans out of the store. Stretch the fabric firmly with your own hands and watch how quickly it springs back into place. If it stays stretched out even a little, even for a second or two, it will bag out visibly on your body by evening, every single time you wear it. One more thing worth knowing about this fabric test, because it changes how you shop from now on. Most fitting rooms have terrible lighting, so don't just rely on how the jeans look in that mirror. Rely on how the fabric behaves in your own hands, because that tells you the truth long before the end of the day ever will. A jean that passes the stretch and spring back test in the store is a jean that will still look exactly as good at 6 in the evening as it did at 9 that morning, which is the entire point of finding a pair worth actually keeping. I would love to know, right now, in the comments below, which of these you're missing from your closet right now, high-rise or dark wash. I read every single one of your comments, and I genuinely want to know exactly where you're landing so far into this list. Now back to the list, because the next one is exactly the detail almost nobody talks about publicly, and it changes everything once you actually know it. Jean 4, the wide or relaxed straight leg. And this is the one I promised you at the very beginning of this video. Wide leg sounds trendy, maybe a little risky for your age, or like it might make you look bigger than you actually are in real life. I understand that instinct completely, because it goes against everything we were taught for decades. But here is the truth. Almost every stylist knows privately, and almost nobody says out loud in public. A skinny or super slim leg that clings all the way down to the ankle draws the eye to every single proportion of the lower leg, every curve, every shift in your stance, nothing left to the imagination at all. A wide or relaxed straight leg that skims from the hip to the ankle with a little bit of natural movement does the exact opposite of that. It balances the proportion of your entire body instead of isolating and magnifying one small section of it. The fear is that more fabric automatically means more bulk added to your frame. The truth is that a little movement at the ankle makes the whole leg line read longer, not wider, because the eye travels down one uninterrupted vertical line instead of stopping abruptly at a tight, cinched ankle cuff. Look for a leg opening with some genuine movement to it, not a skinny taper that narrows all the way down to nothing, and pair it with a heel or a wedge to keep the proportion balanced from top to bottom of your outfit. This one detail alone is why stylists reach for it again and again behind the scenes, even though almost nobody talks about it publicly or puts it in a magazine spread. And here's the part that surprises people most. A wide or relaxed leg is often more comfortable than a fitted style, not less, because it isn't clinging to your calf or your knee with every single step you take throughout the day. Comfort and proportion end up working together here instead of fighting each other, which is exactly what you want from a pair of jeans you're going to wear for hours at a time. The last one on this list is simple, but do not underestimate it, because it's happening at the very bottom, right where most of us stop paying attention entirely. I always buy my jeans a little long, just in case I need to cuff them later on. I hear this constantly, and it makes complete sense as a kind of safety net for uncertainty. But here's what's actually happening at the bottom of the leg while you're focused on everything else above it. Ankle-length hem, precisely and deliberately done. A hem that pools or bunches loosely at the shoe breaks the leg line completely and visually shortens your entire body, no matter how perfect the fit is everywhere else on you. A precisely hemmed length that hits right at your ankle bone, worn with a visible sliver of shoe underneath it, changes that instantly and completely. This sounds like a simple tailoring detail, not really a style rule at all worth discussing. But it's the single change that makes even a $30 pair of jeans look tailored, expensive, and genuinely considered. A clean break right at the ankle keeps the eye traveling steadily down the entire leg instead of stopping short at a pile of extra fabric pooling around your shoe. Have every single pair you own professionally hemmed to hit right at your ankle bone, without exception. It costs very little, often less than the price of a nice lunch out. And it changes how every jean you already own actually fits and reads on your body from that day forward. So here is what actually ties every single one of these 5 jeans together, and it's the real secret nobody tells you while you're standing in that dressing room feeling defeated by yet another pair that simply didn't work out. It was never really about finding one magic pair that fixes everything on its own, no matter how much marketing promises exactly that. It's rise and recovery. Together, working as one single idea instead of five separate rules you have to remember individually every time you shop. A jean only truly works when the waist sits exactly where it should on your body and when the fabric actually holds its shape from the moment you put it on in the morning until the moment you take it off again at night. That's the whole secret, and once you understand it, you'll never shop for jeans blindly again, wandering the racks hoping for luck to finally be on your side this time. Not a magic brand, not a miracle cut invented by marketing to sell you something new every season. Just five specific, deliberate choices that finally work with your body instead of quietly working against it every single day in every single pair you own. If this saved you from another disappointing dressing room moment, give this video a like. It genuinely helps more women find their way here to this channel. Subscribe if you want more real, practical style advice made specifically for this stage of life, without the guesswork and without the 10 pairs you end up returning to the store. And tell me in the comments which one of these 5 jeans you're going to try first. I read every single comment, and I genuinely love hearing where you land on this. Your best years are not behind you. They are happening right now, in the jeans you were told years ago to give up on entirely. Stay stylish. Stay confident. You deserve to feel completely at ease in your own clothes today, exactly as you already are, in every room you walk into.